Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
And we are two sisters, Southern Cooking. We are doing some glazed donuts. So we have a lot of recipes today that's using yeast. So we are putting our warm milk in.
105 to 115 degrees.
Right. And our sugar and our yeast. And it's going to sit up for 5 minutes. I'm going to whisk it together real quick to make sure it's all incorporated. Once it's all mixed together and it starts to foam, the yeast, then we'll start adding in the rest of the ingredients and put the dough hook down into it and start the mixing process of everything else.
So we're going to let it sit for 5 minutes and we'll be right back, guys.
Okay, our yeast has finished, so we're going to start adding in our other ingredients. We're going to add in the eggs,
salt and nutmeg,
vanilla,
and our butter that has been melted and cooled.
All right, we're adding in 2 cups of flour. And then we'll add in the rest of it, a tablespoon at a time.
After a minute, we'll add in the other 2 cups and then we'll start adding in the tablespoons to pull it together, okay? So we're going to turn this on kind of low here and just mix it for 1 minute. We'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're back.
All right, I'm going to scrape down the sides real quick. And then we'll start mixing in the rest of the, we have 2 cups here that have to be incorporated in. And once we get those incorporated in, then we'll set the timer for 2 minutes. And
actually, let's go ahead and add these in before we shut it, so we don't have it all over our blade. Go ahead. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start it out slow because we're gonna have a flour gap if you don't. There we go. All right, guys, we're gonna let this run for 2 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer for it. And when we're done, we'll come back and we'll do 2 more minutes after that. If we have to add more flour in here, we'll go ahead and do so at that time to help pull it away from the wall so it's not sticky and tacky. And we'll be right back.
turn the mixer back on. It's the initial 2 minutes has gone through. It has pulled away from the sides of the bowl, so I'm going to let it knead the dough for 2 more minutes, and then we will be back to put it in the bowl to let it run. It is pulling away from the side of the bowl, so we're going to take it and put it into our greased bowl here so that it can set up and rise for 1.5 to 2 hours. Put a little bit down in here.
It smells so good through this mask. Fresh yeast. Dough. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cover it up with our saran wrap, and we will get it on top of the stove and let it what, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and get that started, and we'll show you guys when we come back what it looks like. Okay, y'all, we're ready to do our donuts. So I'm pretty excited about this. So I'm going ahead and punching it down.
Basically, that's getting rid of any air that may be in there.
So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and pull this out for you, else. Okay. We need to get a rolling pin out too. We got, I got
We'll use mine.
rolling pins galore.
All right, sprinkle some on the top there.
Okay. And I'll give you
And I need to get it to,
1/2 inch.
okay. All right.
Just gonna roll this out a little bit more. Here, let me make sure that don't stick. Because otherwise we'll be rolling for days.
Yep.
All right, so we do not have a donut cutter, but we improvise. We do have a biscuit cutter,
In
and
various sizes.
we are going to use that. Then we're gonna put our heat in our Dutch oven at 375. Fill it up like about 2 to 3 inches. Get the heat really hot, and then start to
right, so-
cook our donuts.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a larger biscuit cutter and then a smaller biscuit cutter, and you're gonna take them out.
And we're gonna have to let these sit and proof for a few minutes too while our oil gets hot.
All right, and we will lay them all.
Because they will grow and expand, so don't be alarmed by the size of
I'm gonna take this out so we can move this down a little bit so you can have your overhead of what they look like on the pan. Move that
Okay,
here.
move that over a little bit, then we'll move that over. Okay, so you just pull them out, put them on here. We're gonna fry the donut holes too, trust me.
Yes.
There's nothing gonna be left undone here.
So let's see if we can line these up and put all the holes on one side. And then whatever scraps you have left, then we can re-roll them out and make a few extra probably.
More donuts.
Yep.
Down to the brass tacks here, so things are moving right along here. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting my donuts in. Now they're a little thick. I made them a little thicker because I was like a little concerned that they weren't going to be thick enough. So they're probably going to be gargantuous when we get them out of the pan. But you're going to cook them at 375, 1 minute on each side. So you're going to see us cook them and then flip them over. I might cook these a little longer because they are a little thicker than the other donuts I have here. So, and I got a bunch of donut holes here too, some little donuts here, so we will get those in there as well. Get them yummy yummy for the tummy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flip them. Ooh, they're turning out pretty. That's beautiful now. I hope you guys can see this. I'm gonna leave it in here a little bit longer than the normal because it is thicker and it is super thick. And of course the heat's gonna expand the dough anyway, so it's gonna make it a lot bigger. So Elsie's in the kitchen getting the Hoppin' Johns ready, and also the glaze for our donuts and for our blueberry fritters. So we will be back with you guys shortly, okay? we'll let you know how this turns out because it's looking pretty, guys. It looks pretty.
Hey y'all, I'm making the glaze for the fritters and for the glazed donuts. So I put some vanilla in with some heavy cream, and I'm going to pour that into my confectioner sugar and stir it up. And then I will spread it over these fritters right now. And I have a few of the donuts to dip into here. And we'll pour about a teaspoon in. I'm going to put maybe another teaspoon in. I want it to be a little thinner than it is right now. I don't want it too thin, but I don't want it as thick as it is right now. And you make your glaze however thick you want. However, if you like it real thick, then leave it the way it was. If you like it thinner, just keep adding until you see the consistency that you like. Okay. Lay this over here out of the way. I'm going to take and I'm going to lay this back over here on the rack.
And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.